morning, St. Columbus. I'm a big sports fan, and I end up watching almost any sport that's in season. And one of the ways that I love to keep tabs on what's going on in the sporting world is by listening to podcasts. It's a big part of my weekly routine. I love to turn podcasts on when I'm picking up around the house or doing dishes, running errands, whatever. But it's a fun way for me to stay in touch and kind of disconnect from whatever stresses are going on that day. And recently I was listening to a sports podcast, and the two hosts were talking about why a certain football coach had been fired. And they're kind of going through his tenure. They're saying, well, he had some successes, but he also had his failures too, and kind of weighing his tenure and, that sort of thing. And finally, one guy kind of stops and he muses to his co-host out loud, I think the reason that this coach was let go was ultimately because he couldn't keep the main thing the main thing. And that kind of struck me. I thought that was an interesting turn of phrase and kind of an interesting assessment for how this guy's tenure had gone. It kind of got me thinking, to be honest. What's the main thing in my life? And am I able to keep it front and center? I got all sorts of things in my life that take up time and attention, as I'm sure you do too. There's family, and there's friendships, and there's job responsibilities, and there's personal responsibilities. All kinds of things fill up every day. And in fact, when I started thinking about it, it became clear to me how easy it is to be running around with really divided attention, trying to kind of flit to and fro, thinking about chores and tasks and to-do lists and goals and desires, all kinds of things. And in the midst of that, I think it's often really easy to forget to stay focused on the main things, the places that God has called us to faithfulness in our own lives, in our families, our friendships, our jobs, our spiritual practices. What do we need to stay focused on? What is it that is the main thing in our lives? How do we cut down on those noises and distractions that so easily occupy us day to day? So for me, that's the big question today. How do I keep the main thing the main thing? And I invite you into that question with me. Peace, friends.